that there was a GAO study, a report that was called for by Representative George Miller and Representative Sandy Levin. And that report clearly indicated that the provisions of these trade agreements have not been carefully and well enough monitored and enforced, and also violations that were discovered which require investigations were not done expeditiously. There are huge delays. And so that ought to raise some concern to members of Congress who might just casually dismiss this authority that we should have to review these agreements. These agreements, again, are far beyond tariffs and trade barriers. They include public policy components that would range from worker protection to environmental concerns, to food safety, to consumer protection. These are all given dynamics that should not first and foremost be part of these agreements, but because they are, can have devastating consequences. And again, I think this effort here is about greed. It's about providing for those who can control and manipulate that economy at the expense of diminishing the worker. And we have seen what's happened here as we've lost American jobs in our manufacturing base. The people who have been displaced from the manufacturing centers are now working in jobs that are providing for far less dollars, remuneration for the hard work that they invest into that new job. And we're also watching the developing nations and their workers getting paid with a minimum wage of 25 cents or an average hourly rate of 75 cents. That is really destroying the worker, not only in this country, but around the world. But to this nation and her needs, it's about growing our middle class, growing our economy, protecting our middle class. And when we're sending off jobs in this casual, dismissive type of agreement concept called fair trade, a free trade, it's not a fair outcome. And fair trade is where it ought to be, and we need to go forward and certainly not allow, I agree with the comments made by Representative Slaughter, we need to make certain that there's not a fast-track opportunity where we circumvent the responsibilities of Congress, where we should have debate, where we should allow for amendments and not just move to a single up or down vote. That is dangerous. That is reducing the involvement of Congress. It's relinquishing Congress of its responsibilities and its duties and the empowerment that it can bring to the American worker. So there's much work that needs to be done here. And as one who represents many manufacturing towns that in their heyday provided for great jobs and great opportunity and for the tethering of the American dream, we need to move forward with progressive responses rather than this attack on working families in this country and around the world.
Congressman